welcome. Please take a seat. Welcome to the World Wide Wicket company and to this interview. I'm very excited. We really like your application and cover letter, and we're really impressed by your resume, actually. So this is possibly my favorite interview all week that I get to do, and it's a great way to start the week out. So really appreciate that you showed up early, and we value punctuality here. And did you have any difficulty finding the place? Well, thank you. Yes, we actually recently redid our signage to make the business more visible because Google Maps kept on getting people lost. Did you want any water or coffee before we get started? Yeah, no problem. Thank you. And now, before we proceed, do you have any concerns with this interview being recorded for posterity and future hiring decisions? You do need to sign here to verify your consent to being recorded purely for internal and business purposes only. So nothing in this interview can be used externally for promotional purposes without your permission, and would require another signature for that to occur. So do you have any concerns with signing this? Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Your full name, please. Yeah. Thank you. And I'll be typing down notes and information as well. But lately, in our process of going paperless and for more comprehensive data purposes, we have been recording our interviews as well. So before going forward, just make sure, do you consent to having this interview recorded? Perfect. All right. Thank you. Now, we have an extensive interview process here at the World Wide Wicket company. It normally consists of 2 to 3 interviews here, and the interview process today should not take more than 30 minutes. Do you have any concerns with that time frame? Excellent. This is an open interview, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any and all questions relating to this position. We want to help make sure that there's a clear understanding of both ways. This is an opportunity for me to get to know more about you, but also a chance for you to get to know more about me and the company and make sure that this is a good fit for both of us. So please ask questions. Any questions you have are welcome. Yes, that is a good question. The start date would be depending on our interview schedule. As I mentioned, we do have a interview process of 2 to 3 interviews, and we are interviewing many candidates for this position. With it being a 2 to 3 interview process here, our goal is to hire as soon as possible, but the earliest start date would probably be in early October. Could it be sooner? Theoretically, yes, and that would be great, but realistically, and we want to make sure that we're being upfront and honest here, we want to make sure we have the right person in the right position, so we try to take our time to make sure we have the best candidate for this job. So, right person, the right job, and we don't want to rush into decisions. So, we do take our time. So, being realistic, October is your earliest, yes. All right, yes. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of background information about the company. Here at the World Wide Wicket company, we pride ourselves as being the industry-leading brand of wickets, from manufacturing, distribution, promotion, operations management, and even including research and development. There is no other company that has such a comprehensive process of providing the best wickets, and we are the only company that have full vertical and horizontal business practices to capitalize upon our reputation with brand and when it comes to corporate efficacy and the environmental impact of wicket production. As I'm sure you are aware, we are trying to hire and fill this mid-level assistant associate production agent manager position. Oh. You did your research. Yes, that is all of the elements of this job that we are looking for. How did you find that information? Really? Let me make a note of that right now. Goes above and beyond the Call of Duty. All right, yes. So now we will be going over primarily behavioral and personality questions in this interview. This is due to our diverse and specific nature of our company culture. We truly want to find someone with the compatible business aptitude and mindful approach that can really help endorse and promote the spirit of our company structure that we want to have be reciprocated and replicated among all of our employees. We want to foster that prosperity and encourage people to bring in those beneficial attributes and characteristics to help the rest of the business. We don't want to bring in someone who's going to have a conflict or bring in that wrong energy to the corporation. We want to make sure everyone's communication styles really mesh well together and work like a clock, like a functioning organism. Yes, that is exactly what we're looking for. Yeah. So, with that being said, there are no right or wrong answers to any of these questions. They are behavioral questions, and we're not looking for. We are looking for all of those attributes that you mentioned, yes, but we really want to get to know you and make sure that you can thrive and grow within the structure of this company. Yes. Now, at the end of this interview, would you mind filling out a survey or leaving a comment after the interview? We are in the process of updating our interview process, and anything you think could be helpful would be appreciated. Please be respectful, though. This is a professional business. Leaving a comment or completing the survey will have no impact on you obtaining the position. It is entirely to help us when doing future interviews for this and other positions in the future. Yes, you can leave it anonymous if you like. There is no reason to put your name on the survey. Yes. To find the right person for this job, we are very particular in the individual that we are looking for. So let's get started. What interested you about this position? Oh no, that is normal. Yes. No, that's to be expected. If we're looking at multiple candidates, then those candidates should be interviewing with multiple jobs. You got this interview because you were a prime candidate. There's no reason why you should not be looking at all of your options. Yes, if you get another job offer before you hear back from us, it is just appreciated that if you could take a minute to email us saying you got the job offer. That way we don't waste your time if we try to call you for a second interview, or you waste our time in us making any decisions. If you get that job, just keep us updated, communicate with us, and we'll congratulate you and be really happy. We understand that the job market these days is not easy. Interview as much as you can. That's great. And we interview highly talented people like yourself for a reason. It's expected that you should be in demand from other companies. Yes. No, if you get another job, that is perfectly fine. Just communicate with us. That's all we ask. If you lose that job, communicate with us. Absolutely. That it will not impact you in a future interview if you got another job. No. That's great. We want someone who is in demand. Yes, that happens. Yes. No problem at all. But just thank you for letting us know. Yes. With that being said, we're still going to continue the interview. Yeah, that's no reason to stop the interview. We hope you get that job offer. Yes. All right. So what about the World Wide Wicket company makes you want to work here? Absolutely, yes. Looking here at your resume with your previous work experience, do you think that what you did in the past will help you be a better leader or be a better team player? Well, do you prefer to work in a team group setting, or do you prefer to do the work on your own? That's a great answer. But if you had to choose one, which would you choose? No, there is no wrong answer. because everyone's different. That's why we ask. So what are you excited to do here that you are passionate about? That's great, yeah. Yes, yeah. Communication is key here, and being outgoing, making sure to coordinate with other departments, those are all stellar attributes, absolutely. So what was the reason for leaving your previous job? Let's see. Yeah. So are those concerns still present? Would they still have any effect on this new position? I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that shouldn't be any concern here. And you would have plenty of PTO for that. In fact, we have an unlimited PTO policy here. So if you're not familiar with that, don't worry. I'll explain more of that if you get the job. But what I'm saying is, if you already have scheduled anything before being presented with a job offer, we will make sure that you can get the time off necessary for that. It would be possibly unpaid time off if it is before your 90 days here. But after that, again, unlimited time off policy, and we will work with you on that. So we'll go over more of that in case of you getting an actual job offer. Yes. No, don't worry about that. So, would you consider yourself a risk taker? Okay, why? Let's see. Yeah, no, it's good to be realistic and practical. When would be a time that you would take risk? I completely understand. Yes. Yes. So if you had to choose between taking a risk regarding money or time, which would you risk? Yes. Thank you. Yeah, that answers my follow-up question as well. So what motivates you to show up to work on time every day? Absolutely, yes. No, we totally understand caring for family and making that your priority. We also want you to make friends and form a community here at work. Our goals seem to be lining up perfectly, but you have a responsibility to take care of your family, and your friendship here, or the passion you have for what you do here and helping the world through wickets, that all is secondary in comparison to family. Totally understand that. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, you need to take care of your family first, yes. So what would you consider your greatest strengths? No, that's great, yeah. What would you consider then your greatest weaknesses? How do you stay organized with multiple projects going on at the same time? Yeah, that multitasking superpower. Yeah. It's something that not everyone has. So what kind of information is most reliable to you? Well, it's good to have that intuition, that gut instinct you can rely on. Not everyone has developed that, actually. So now with the mid-level assistant, associate production agent manager position, leadership is critical. You will be leading a team, but also be reporting to multiple different positions above you, such as the associate production agent managers, the lead production agent managers, the executive production agent manager, the executive production agent manager, the lead agent managers, the executive agent manager, the lead production managers, the assistant to the executive production agent manager, the assistant to the executive agent manager, the assistant to the executive production manager, the lead agent production managers, the executive agent production manager, the assistant to the executive agent production manager, and the chief operating officer. How do you handle communicating with multiple departments, leads, and reporting to different managers and bosses all at the same time while running a team of your own to assist in the management of production agents? How do you handle working on a team with diverse perspectives? That's interesting. Can you tell me a story about a time when you've had to work on a team that didn't get along and that had differing perspectives? Yeah. How did you get to the resolution? Yes. That is a great answer, yes. So how would your previous team that you worked with describe your leadership style? The mom of the office. Now that's funny. Did they mean that sincerely, or was it more sarcastic of a nickname? Well, that's great. That is wonderful when you have coworkers that value you like that. That's great. So, a little bit on the negative side here. What is the worst thing that a coworker did? That's it. That's the worst thing that anyone on your team or a coworker did. That's a pretty impressive team right there. Yeah. So, how do you handle feedback or constructive criticism? Okay, so can you tell me about a specific time when you made a mistake, had to receive feedback, and how you were able to implement and make a correction? Yeah, no, that's exactly what we're looking for. Honesty, reflection, accountability, and development by taking that instruction to heart. Yes, no, that's a perfect answer, yeah. All right, last question for the day. What is your 5-year plan? So what do you want to do with that? I'm saying it's great that you're going back to school. We want that constant learning. You learn for life. You strive for excellence. You never stop learning. Whether it's in this position, another job offer, or that education. Absolutely. No, we want that in that drive and curiosity to always be learning, progressing, growing. Yes, absolutely. But what's your plan with that degree? It seems like it doesn't match what you've currently have done or where you're going. So in the large scope of your career objectives, what about that did you want to use? You're just interested in the subject, and okay. See, now that is interesting. We want you to be able to use that passion here in this company. Absolutely, yes. But we want you to use that, yes. No, that's great. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Just a few more notes here. And I think that's all the questions that I had for today. No, don't be alarmed. I said up to 30 minutes. The maximum should be 30 minutes. If this interview ends sooner, do not be alarmed by that at all. Most interviews actually end before the 30-minute mark. That's the goal. That's the plan. It's why we have 2 to 3 interviews. Yes, I understand that if we did one long 2-hour interview, would we be able to ask and get all of the information? Yes, no. We go through multiple processes for a reason. It's so that I can coordinate with the department managers that you'll be working with. No, I would not actually be your boss. Your boss would be the associate production agent manager. Yes, you're the mid-level assistant to the associate production agent manager. Yes. So that's your direct support. Your boss and your boss's boss, I mean, it goes all the way up to the top in a sort of hierarchy thing. The boss that you would report to would be the chief operating officer. Yes. Yeah, the COO, the C-suite chief operating officer, yes. No, I'm human resources management. I am primarily in charge of recruiting, but I do operations and I do other HR aspects as well. All of us are cross-trained in different areas, but primarily I am here in an interviewing, recruiting capacity. Yes, that is true. So, do you have any questions for me? We are looking for someone who's qualified, that matches our corporate culture. Your resume determines that you're definitely qualified by all the deal breaker scenarios, and I talked with you over the phone regarding the preliminary questions and such. But what we're looking for is someone whose leadership and communication styles mesh well with the company. We want to make sure that your goals and career objectives also align with the company. We want to make sure you can grow with us and that we're not steering you away. It would be a bad fit if you just help the company and then we deter you from what you care about in life. We don't want to do that. Yes, we have needs and objectives to fill, but what we care about it more is sustainability and long-term growth. Short-term, things in life happen. Yes, we do. We will hire people and they won't always stay because things in life happen. That's true. But if we can prevent that, we will. We want that long-term sustainability and help corporate mesh well together. We want that retention of our employees is what we're looking for. Yes. As the hiring manager, I help interview, gather data, and help make the initial decisions along with the team leaders, other executive manager insights, the rest of the HR department, and the CEO. and the COO. I report to many people, so it isn't just my decision alone. I cannot just say, oh yeah, don't worry, you're a shoo-in for a second interview. I cannot make that determination at this time. I'm not the first person to, I'm the first person to filter through candidates. I'm not the final say-all that you will get the job. No, your interview did well, but I can't say that you got the job, no. That is not a concern or a consideration. That has no effect on any decision that I'm going to make. No, that it would be actually illegal for us to not hire you because of that decision. So that actually isn't even in your notes. I actually cannot, that will not be held against you. In fact, you shouldn't have actually told me that at all. No, it would be illegal to not hire you because of that reason. Well, it's what you have already said that makes you stand out and sets you apart from our other candidates. I'm not actually at liberty to discuss the other candidates. You can ask about them, sure, but I cannot tell you. That's how confidentiality works. Similarly, if they ask who's my biggest competition, I'm like, I can't say names. I can't tell them anything about that. That's not relevant. I mean, it's relevant to you, but I cannot tell you about any of our other employees or that are currently here. I can't not really tell you about any of the other interviewing candidates that you're competing with. No. I'm sorry, I can't. There is nothing you could say to guarantee the job. There is. What could you say to guarantee that you got the job? Let me just say there is no magic code. There's no code word that gets you into the door and gets you the job. There's no perfect answer that we're looking for. Just by saying this, it helps make our decision. That there is no password, no magic spell that you could say that would get you the job. No. It's a 2 to 3 interview process. It's a process. That's how this works. No one answer will make you succeed. There are answers that will disqualify you. When I asked over the phone if you could pass a background check, that is an answer that will disqualify you. That's the most. Can you pass a drug test? Can you pass a background check? Because for the requirement, yes, yeah. No, a criminal history does not disqualify you. Not necessarily. It depends what it was. But again, that's all done by a third party. We won't actually know what you did if there's anything in your background. Yeah. No, don't worry about that. No. No, I'm sorry, but we don't operate on a score system like that. If I had to theoretically make up a score system out of so 1 out of 10, I'd say you got a 7.5. Yeah, it's above average. There is no calculation standard or scale in place to formulate a process to determine what that number would be. We look at a variety of variables because we are hiring for communication, culture, personality, as well as the person most qualified to perform the variable duties described within the job description. Your resume, application, cover letter, and letters of recommendation all got you here to this interview, and you did very well. You've done an excellent job, but I don't know if you will have a second interview. The earliest would be that first Monday in October. We would have a much better idea after the second or third interview. Yes. You should hear back from us in a couple of days. As I mentioned, we have many candidates that are interviewing for this position. You will either receive an email from me or a phone call. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me an email at asmhrinterviewrp@gmail.com. I know that feeling as soon as the interview is over and you like, I had one more question. feel free to email me. I'll reply back as soon as I can. Also, please leave a comment, subscribe, share this video, fill out that survey I talked about on your way out, and you can hit that bell notification to make sure that you don't miss any messages from me about the status of this interview. Thank you so much for your time today to interview with me. And again, check your inbox and have your phone ready. You will get an email or a phone call in a couple of days. Thank you again, and have a great week.